Am I the asshole for ordering something my stepsister didn't want to eat? Disclaimer, this is not my story. My dad remarried 4 years ago. He has custody of my sister, full siblings 16F, Friday to Sunday, and he also has 2 stepchildren, A 16F and B 12F. I visit my dad on the weekends to see my sister. My dad and I don't have the best relationship, but I love my sister with all my heart, so I'm doing my best to still be around. My stepsister is heavily obsessed with Korean and Japanese culture, full K-pop, anime, and things like that. There's nothing wrong with it, and I'm not bashing her. Both my sister and I like it too. The problem is that this obsession has caused her to only eat Asian food. And since she is mommy's girl and my dad has prioritized his new family over my sister, that's the only thing they eat. They're not Asian. My sister has told me that she's done. She missed having hamburgers, pizzas, pasta, etc., but that she can't eat them at dad's. And with my mom, she does it very rarely because my mom cooks and she doesn't do those kind of things every week. My mom's Mexican, so she cooks Mexican stuff. My dad ordered takeout almost every weekend, and yeah, they mostly order sushi and stuff like that. This weekend was my turn to pay. My stepsister and stepmom were talking about some Korean restaurant and things like that. But I looked at my sister and asked her what she'd want to eat. She said she has been craving a hamburger for weeks, and I said, done, I'll order it then. My sister said, no, I don't like to eat that. So I just shrugged it and said I could order her something else. But my dad said we should all eat the same thing since we're family. So I said, okay, hamburgers then. We went back and forth and I ended up ordering burgers for me and my sister and B, 12 female. While my dad, my stepmom, and A had sushi. My dad called me an asshole for making A feel left out, and I asked what he thought about his own kid. He kicked me out. So am I the asshole?
Am I the asshole for banning my niece from my grandmother's funeral after what she did at my mother's? My grandmother just passed away. We're in the middle of planning her funeral, and I really only have one request. One particular person, we'll call her Shannon, needs to be banned from it. This sounds bad, but hear me out. Shannon is my sister's stepdaughter. When Shannon was 12, her mother passed away a little under 2 months before mine and my sister's mother. Shannon's father couldn't allow her to go to her mother's funeral because our own mother was severely ill. They had 2 very young kids, so they would have had to allow her to fly cross country alone and then risk a kidnapping from the extended relatives. She was obviously very hurt by this, and their solution to that was to, unbeknownst to anyone else, make her think that my mother's funeral was about her own mother as well. At my mother's funeral, we were blindsided by pictures for not only my mother, but also my niece's mother as well. They'd also gotten a hold of the urn and had that prominently on display. They basically turned it into a joint funeral, and my niece played it up 100%. She acted like she was the primary mourner and gave a full 5-minute eulogy to just her mother. Am I the asshole for banning my niece from my grandmother's funeral after what she did at my mother's? It was ridiculously inappropriate and turned what should have been a nice memorial into a drama-filled sideshow. My mother and Shannon's mother had never met, so we had to tell the full story of my sister's husband's first marriage when it should have been just about my mother's life. I'm not willing to risk any of that again for my grandmother's funeral, so I want her banned. Yes, it was wrong of the adults to enable it to happen, but she had to have known better. I could even forgive it if she had ever in the last 10 years apologized at all, but she defends it and acts like she deserved to do it because her father and stepmom, my sister, didn't let her go to her mother's funeral. Yes, it's not good that they didn't, but unfortunately things happen and it doesn't give you a free pass to just do whatever you want to do. Word has spread and relatives that aren't even my sister and her husband are mad at me over this. They think I need to just let it go and I can't just ban family from a funeral, especially over something they did over a decade ago. Am I really that wrong to still be angry over this?
I just found out that my boyfriend of 2 years is married and has 2 kids. I'm showing myself to his family tomorrow at his church. I've been seeing this guy, Adam, 32, for 2 years. He's from another town but visits me on weekends. I never met his family, friends, or been to his town. I know that he works at the church and he takes pride in that. 3 weeks ago, I found out that he's actually married and has 2 kids. I was devastated and in a state of disbelief, but most of all, I was mad, especially after I confirmed via his wife's social media account. We're still talking and I haven't broke up with him yet. I planned and decided to show myself to his family on Sunday at his church and let them know that he used me and took advantage. I plan on ending it right there and then. I'm currently in his hometown staying at a hotel. I'm doing this tomorrow and no one knows except myself. He's still texting me lies thinking that I'm stupid or ignorant. I feel terrible, but something's pushing me to do this. Don't know if it's anger or feeling bad for his wife and kids. I'm not gonna lie, I'm worried this might backfire on me, but at this point I have nothing to lose. I just feel like I need to get my respect and dignity back after being lied to and fooled for 2 years. Tomorrow I'm going to ruin his life. I have been with him for 3 years now. We planned on getting married when our lives settled down. I wanted to start a family with him. I loved him more than anyone else in this world. I've sacrificed so much for him, moved away from my home, turned down jobs so I could stay with him, and stood by his side as he started to go back to school. I gave him my world, and he cheats on me. I found out over a month ago. The scumbag got cocky and I found out that he was cheating on me with 2 different women. One is a TA at his university, the other is his best friend's girlfriend. I am livid. I write this post choking back venom. I loved him so much. He was my world, but now he will be the world I burned to nothing but ash. I've paid for everything since he quit his job last year to go to school. I was more than happy to help him. I make enough to support us both. The only upside is that the student loans are in his name with no connection to me. It will hurt to push the scumbag out to sea, but I will survive. I have held out for a month, enough time to create what I call the day his world burns. Tomorrow we are hosting a party. I arranged for his family to come, but my family will sadly not be able to make it. I have packed everything valuable already in the suitcases in the back of my car. My brother will come during the event tomorrow to take the car that is in my name that the dirtbag drives to my parents' house. The joint account, which is all my money anyways, is already empty. The event will be great, and he thinks it's for us to announce our engagement to his family. What will happen in reality is, I will announce my departure from his life. I have already taken a job out of state and have lined up a new place to live. I will start by telling everyone what he is into. The screenshots of him asking his friend's girlfriend to piss on him and many other fantasies his degenerate mind came up with will be passed around. I will hand him the notice to vacate as I have already broken our lease. We will need to be out by the end of the month. I will then end off by informing him that I have already reported he was sleeping with the TA from one of his classes the previous semester to the university and that I am sad I won't see the fallout from that. His friend also has a message for him that I will deliver, informing him that his friend group will never want to see him again as well. And with that, I will leave. I will not look back. I will set his life on fire and walk away. Damn! But you know what? Bravo to you. Because if you're going to break up with someone and you really want it to hurt, this is how you do it. Calm, collective. She gave herself time to really process everything and didn't really just do it off pure emotion and gave herself a really good setback plan to go back home, and she already has a job lined up. That's how you do it. I know it's hard, but we need an update. Yesterday, I planned to ruin his life in front of his entire family. I worked for a month to create the scenario that would cut him the deepest. I had patiently waited for the chance to storm out of his world in a blaze of glory. And then I hit the front page of Reddit. I realized I had messed up when he was not answering my texts and had not shown up after hours he told me he would be home. I had hoped it was a happy accident, literally a car killing him before I had the chance. But no, I don't know how many men in the world are currently cheating on their soon-to-be fiancé with their best friend's girlfriend and a TA. However, the one who mattered in my plan found my Reddit post. I called his mother and found out that he had run home to his parents. He told them that we had a fight and that we were probably through. I am still livid at myself. His mother asked me what had happened as he left out a few details. So I decided to tell her that he was cheating on me with a TA and his friend's girlfriend. I soon heard shouting before she hung up. I texted my ex that he had until morning to return my car before I reported it stolen and sent the screenshots of all his texts to his parents and siblings. My car was sitting in my driveway when I woke up. I contemplated sending the screenshots anyway, but his mother sent me a heartfelt text yesterday apologizing for her son's actions, and I feel they deserve to be spared from their son's degenerate actions. My father and I will be moving all of my stuff today, and I won't be coming back after that. I know you'll be reading this, you cheating fuck. You're a cowardly piece of shit. Just know I am not above sending out all of the screenshots if you ever dare to come back into my life. Oh, and all of your ex-friends know about your piss fetish. I can't control what they do with that information, so good luck with that.
I'm mad at Asla for not letting my daughter play at her friends because they smoke. My daughter E is 5 and she loves going to play at her friend's house. We can just call her R. R's parents and older brother smoke in the house, which, although I think is disgusting, I fully understand. The thing is, E is extremely asthmatic. And R's parents know this, as we quite chat a lot. They know that she is extremely sensitive to things, and even the slight change in weather can make her really ill. When she first started going around to play, they reassured me that they were only smoking outside, but E would come home reeking of cigarettes. and would always have a cough. At first I thought nothing of it. I thought I was just noticing it because we aren't smokers and I was being paranoid, but then E started asking me what smoking was and why people do it, and ultimately started telling me that they do smoke. And in the house. I don't want her to stop seeing her friend from school, but I also don't want her ill because of it. I can't exactly ask R's parents to change their behavior in their own house to accommodate E, but it's not practical for R to come to our house as E's dad works night shifts and needs to sleep during the day. So I'm gonna ask her for making up an excuse.